All right, a lot of fan anticipation for this one, and rightfully so. A really interesting matchup, and a lot of people focused on this kickboxer trying to make a real concerted run at UFC Gold.
Yeah, he's trying to make a run at a championship. We have seen him compete at the highest level in kickboxing and done very, very well. But how does he implement that fight style in the mixed martial arts? We're going to find out very soon if he can do everything he did there inside the UFC's octagon.
Certainly in our fighter meeting, he talked a lot about his wrestling and grappling improvements, but he knows what the fans want to see, and that is to see him striking against this opponent here tonight.
This fight is yours. They got nothing on you. Let's do it.
All right, here's the former undisputed UFC welterweight champion and still one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, the Nigerian nightmare, Kamaru Usman. What do you think his approach is going to be here tonight? Because we love the jab, the striking has evolved, but we all know what his bread and butter is.
Well, his bread and butter is his wrestling. I think the only thing I can point to is that he lost the first fight of his career. Then he went on that tremendous run to become the welterweight champion and widely regarded the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. That was his bounce back. Tonight he has to do that again. He's got to go back to that mindset that allowed for him as a young fighter to tie Georges St. Pierre's record for most wins in the welterweight division. That starts tonight, and ultimately he's hoping that leads to another reign atop the welterweight division.
And there have been rumblings about some injuries, maybe a knee, his hand. He says he's healthy. We'll see how it goes for Kamaru Usman getting back on the proving ground here tonight. Kamaru Usman, always ready to engage. We'll see how he handles this challenge tonight. Our tail of the tape for this highly anticipated welterweight fight. All right, now for the particulars, he is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, and now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the former UFC welterweight champion, Kamaru, the Nigerian nightmare, Usman.
Referee Herb Dean will handle the action in the octagon. Good. All right, early round action here. Let's see how soon Kamaru Usman chooses to shoot. He talked to us a lot midweek about his jab and his overall improvements when it comes to his boxing game. So perhaps that's just
big double leg, double change. Getting them out here.
pretty good work with the ground and pound here by Kamaru Usman.
Yep, got to be very careful there.
Oh, his ground and pound is on full display here tonight. Well, these are some excellent ground and pound strikes here, DC. There's an efficiency with which he operates in these situations.
He knows exactly when to throw, exactly when to hold, and it's allowing him to really control the grappling aspect of the fight.
There's a song there, right? Know when to hold him,
Know when to fold him. Yep,
absolutely.
absolutely.
Oh, Nice jab to the head by Jouban. Useful strike there. The hook is clean.
Another punch to the head.
All right, so perhaps a harbinger of things to come as the kickboxer stays upright, successfully defends the first takedown attempt by the wrestler.
Defending the first takedown, but he's got more coming in his direction. He's got to do exactly what he did. He needs to press pause, repeat, making sure that he does the same exact thing every single time. That allows for him to stay upright.
Usman gets lit up by that straight punch. Oh, nice ankle. Looks as though he will let his opponent stand back up. Yes. Just over 3 minutes to go. Lands a nice straight.
Great commitment to the kicking game.
A lot of power on display from Kamaru Usman as he lands yet again there.
Kamaru Usman showed in the Colby Covington fight, not only is he the best welterweight in the world, he may just be the toughest welterweight in the world because he went through the fire in order to retain that title. Big knee lands right through the opponent's midsection.
And a nice job at least staying upright on that.
Keep your hands up for me. Come on now. Let's move. Let's recompose. Stay focused.
Punch coming, it's blocked. And just inches away from landing one of those big right hands. Stuffs the takedown, no problem. Just over 2 minutes, round one. Back and forth we go. Well, he keeps going back to the well with that left hand, just out of range. Oh, stuffs the takedown without issue. Big left hand there. Shot to the body, turned back by Kamaru. Single leg takedown attempt here, and that gets you out of your seat. Beautifully done by him there.
Oh man, I jumped up and down. Am I watching the Olympics or a mixed martial arts fight? You don't see single legs this good unless you're watching a real high level wrestler. Oh, nice.
Jouban's looking to pass here, denied by the opponent.
Oh, slick reversal right there.
A lot of top pressure being applied here as he works out of side control. I love watching this guy move on the ground. Another nice transition there.
Such a high level grab there. You don't see that very often.
Oh!
He's in trouble. He's hurt bad. Usman's doing a real good job with his jab right now. He gets to the single collar tie. Look for him to now start to find uppercuts up the middle to try to do damage to his opponent. Great block there.
Horn sounds for the end of round one. All right, heading back to the corner, and Usman's corner looks a little bit concerned, perhaps because of that cut on the lip that was opened up there in that round. Starting to bleed pretty good. Cutman's got his work to do now. All right, let us now take a look back at some of the highlights from that previous round. We'll see if we can isolate the exact strike that caused that cut to his lip.
He landed a beautiful shot that cut him on the lip. Now, listen, guys. As long as it ain't like Jairzinho Rosa striking Alistair Overeem, you're fine. Cuts on the lip are okay, unless your lip is hanging off, like we have seen sometimes. That is not that, but he's got to protect it.
I got Robbie Lawler on line one, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Remember Robbie?
Lip cuts.
Oh, my God, I was thinking about that. I couldn't remember who it was, though.
All right, next round is upon us. Let's see how it plays out. All right, next round is now underway. DC, any major takeaways after the previous 5 minutes?
That both of these guys are very evenly matched. The matchmakers did a fantastic job when they put these two in the octagon. So even though it wasn't crazy, you got to see high-level mixed martial arts.
Got the single collar tie.
Oh, he did a great
Oh, lands a hip toss to get him down. That can't feel good. All right, so inside the open guard of his opponent. You got to be careful playing around for too long here on the ground with this guy.
Let's go. Get him off you. Get him off.
Great job landing from the top position.
And there it is, another strike gets through on the ground.
That was a slick transition.
Lands a strike now from the bottom. Nice work there by Jouban. All right, so the hands are crispy tonight. Not exactly what we thought we would see out of this wrestler, but as a former two-time U.S. Olympian yourself with some hands, you can fall in love with this.
You can fall in love with the striking, but he is showing tonight that everything starts with his wrestling. It gives you the level change, which then in turn helps him land in the striking. He looks fantastic. I did not expect him to look this good in the boxing tonight.
So the crowd absolutely loving it as these fighters work their way back to the feet.
The fighters are back to their feet now, and they can take in the applause because they deserve it after that grappling exchange.
Well, he continues to do a nice job here defensively, protecting his head, raising the guard, and really frustrating the offensive fighter a little bit.
Lesson one in boxing, guys. Hands up, chin down.
Nice hook there by Usman. 3 minutes to go in round two. All right, so look at that. A cut has been opened around that eye area.
He's taking shots over and over again to that area, and now he's dealing with a cut.
So a much different approach for him here in this second round. He was a little bit tentative in round one, a little bit of a feeling out process. Now he has clearly found his rhythm, found the range. We'll see if he can continue with more activity here in round two.
Another big takedown. Beautiful transition.
All right, he's got the hooks in, DC, working off of his back.
Now look for him to attack the neck of his opponent to try to get the rear choke. There it is. Now he's going to mount. He's going to start trying to move to a submission here. It looks like he's trying to attack the arm triangle. Great job maintaining position over submission. Very smart. Great fight IQ.
Champ, look at that redness underneath his elbow. A lot of those strikes to the body starting to pile up.
Getting beat up and being smart enough to not be headhunting the entire time. I like this. I like this approach.
Ground and pound the hammer. Mark Coleman would be proud. All right, so he gets back to his feet after that extended battle on the ground, and the crowd is loving it.
The crowd's going crazy because they appreciate high-level mixed martial arts, and that's exactly what you just got.
Well, he continues to do a nice job here defensively, protecting the head and sort of maybe letting his opponent gas out a little bit with all the volume.
His opponent sees the target, but he can't get to the target. So he'll continue to throw, and he'll continue to wear on his own gas tank.
Under a minute to go in the round. That punch no good. Beautiful strike there as he continues to attack that cut. Cut man's gonna have some work to do if we get to this duel between rounds.
But that's why we got the best in the business. We got the best cut men in the business, and they are going to need him right now because this cut is getting worse, and it's only gonna continue to get worse because he has got a killer in front of him.
All right, 20 seconds to go in the round.
He gets to the single collar tie. Look for him to keep that elbow tight and throw punches with his free hand.
Oh, lands a massive left hand. 10 minutes in the can. All right, so there's the end of the round. Big story in this one now. The cut on the bridge of that nose from that strike. The cut man is in there. Should be able to shut this one and potentially prevent it from being a factor here moving forward. All right, DC, we'll get a few clips of the damage done in that previous round. That eye continues to be the main target.
I mean, he is getting hit in this position, and it's all about now where is the cut. Is it above the eye? Is it below the eye? But every time you get hit in that area, it is going to sting, and the bleeding will then cause issues to your sight. It's got to change something.
You ready to fight? Ready.
Third round underway. Well, not only has he stayed aggressive as he was in the previous round, landing a high volume of strikes, but he's also been efficient, not just with his strikes, but also with his body movement. Complete performance out of this fighter here tonight. There's that head kick. Level change there, goes for the takedown. Usman's in half guard now. Well, he grounded him, and now he's trying to pound him out. Great ground strikes here.
And another one. Another strike from the top lands for him.
Oh, and he's able to land a strike there from the bottom. Nicely done by Jouban. Well, he's on his back, but he's moving his head on the ground pretty well defensively. Oh, shades of the Godfather with a ground and pound Mark Coleman as he lands again.
Holy somewhere smiling, watching this guy land from the top position.
Well, this is a tough fighter to buck off. Very good pressure and work here by Usman. Oh, the ground and pound is there. Man, he's killing it on the ground. Another strike gets through. Relentless pressure from the top by Usman.
He's got to start throwing down.
If you're the bottom fighter, DC, what do?
You got to move. You got to shrimp. You got to get off on a hip to try to move your opponent off of you or pull him down to close the space.
Well, the ground and pound has been on point tonight. Good work here by Kamaru Usman.
Another one. I mean, he cannot miss from the top position.
All right, half guard for him here, and a lot of offensive options, I would think, at his disposal.
Oh, he's got a ton of options. He has submission options, but I believe the safest option for him here is going to be to use his ground and pound. Build a base, posture up, throw big strikes, get back in position, build posture again, throw big strikes, and just really wear him down with a really secure position in half guard.
Well, you've got to admire the urgency here. He is trying to keep the judges out of it, lighten up his opponent left and right.
In the tie clinch, look for the knees to start.
Oh!
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, that was just a gorgeous shot to end the fight right there. I'm not even sure the opponent really saw it coming. So back to the drawing board for him, but for the winner, this is certainly exactly what he was looking for here tonight. Let's go inside the octagon to Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 42 seconds of the third round, declaring the winner by knockout, Kamaru, the Nigerian Nightmare, Usman.
All right, so how about that highlight for your guy, Kamaru Usman? You guys obviously are very close. You talk fighting all the time, and he felt like he could get a big knockout tonight, and he got it.
He felt like he was the better man in this fight. He felt like he was the better mixed martial artist, and that was on full display. Once again, Kamaru Usman doesn't have to grind you out. He knocks you out.
And on any given Saturday night, a lot of people believe you are still looking live at the best welterweight on planet Earth.